So, why is the Google rep calling about your ads account? That's the topic of today's video. My name is Carl from Remodeling Marketing Team, and if you haven't scheduled your strategy session with us yet, be sure and do so. So, what you may have experienced if you're running Google Ads at all is you are getting bombarded with emails and phone calls from a Google Ads rep who is just wanting to offer their help in optimizing your Google Ads account. So, to talk about this, the first thing we need to step back and remember is that Google is out to make more money. And so, you need to put that thought in the back of your mind as we go forward in this conversation. The challenge is that Google Ads rep generally is a third party partner of Google. If you'll notice here on Krishna's signature line, the address is a Google address, but then third party partners is down here at the bottom. What that means is that Krishna doesn't actually work for Google. Krishna is a third party vendor making phone calls on behalf of Google. And what these optimization strategies are meant to do is to get you to up your ad spend. Typically, what will happen is that Google rep will tell you you are not participating in the amount of available search traffic that you could be, or they're going to tell you that your ad account is not set up for conversions, and that is the lead in that they're going to use. If you'll notice here, she wants to talk to our client about different strategies that will improve the efficiency of your account. And really, what that comes down to is Google has moved to a more AI driven platform, meaning that they are using more and more automation in the Google Ads account, automated billing. Your ad structure now uses a spinning technology that spins headlines and descriptions looking for the best fit. Some of these things are absolutely wonderful. Some of these things, however, don't work well for a local service business. And here's why. Because we're unable to track through to the cash register, if you will. Where some of these optimizations work great would be if we were running an e-commerce site, selling tennis shoes online. So we could track the initial click. We could track the add to cart. We could track the checkout, and then we could end up at a thank you page. It's a very clean conversion process. We can quickly figure out what our cost per conversion is, and our cost per acquisition is much easier to figure out. For you in a local service business, you've got multiple steps. The person clicks your ad, they place a phone call, or they fill out a form. Somebody from your office calls, they set up a time to do an estimate and a proposal on that project. Then there's the sales process of closing it, and then finally that business is closed. Well, those are things that are going to happen offline. They're going to happen on a phone call, perhaps over a Zoom call. Not as easy to track, not as easy to quantify. But what happens is if you set your ad account up to optimize and to act towards conversions, and you don't have a way of tracking that conversion effectively, what happens is your costs will begin to run up simply because there's no metric that Google can measure for that purpose. And so that's the first thing you need to realize. Second thing is this rep is a technician, meaning they understand how Google works. They don't understand how your business works. They're not thinking like an entrepreneur. They're not thinking like a business owner. They're not looking at your cash flow statement every month. What they're doing is they are telling you how to turn buttons, knobs, and dials so that Google operates the most effectively based on the way Google is designed. So what's key here is take those recommendations to heart. If you want to have those phone calls, take notes, but do not let the Google rep make changes to your account until you've had somebody with some expertise look that over with you. Just to give you a little horror story, I have a client that decided to let the Google rep in there and let them make adjustments to their account. and they saw their advertising bill triple the next month, far beyond what their budget had been, because one of the things the Google rep did was they took off the budget constraints on the advertising account. And so there may be conversions that you could go after that just financially don't make sense. You need to understand at what point you're profitable in your advertising. So these are just a few thoughts for you. Again, if you haven't scheduled a strategy session, we'd love to do that with you. And unlike the Google rep, we're not going to try and make changes to your existing account. We'll just make recommendations of things that will work better for you in the days ahead. Hope you have a great day, and I look forward to talking with you soon.